Hey guys, how you doing? Um, Always struggling to find somewhere to put my phone in the forest to record these videos. Anyway, so what's on my mind this morning? Well, we had a family day last night at the academy, and it's the third one that we've done. Every couple of months we do them, and there's some really interesting stuff that I observed, because for once I wasn't taking the class. I was just sitting there watching and observing and taking photos and stuff like that. And it was really interesting because there were a number of kids who are relatively new to jiu-jitsu, and who there was even a couple outside, like a little reluctant to go inside and stuff like that, and the parents were trying to convince them to. But once the parents were on the mat with the kids, and these are kids who are 4 to 7, in the 8 to 12 group, there was only a couple of the parents got on the mat with the kids. The majority stayed seated. But in the Pythons class, the 4 to 7 year olds, the majority of the parents got up and trained with the kids. Now, for the kids who were reluctant to get on the mat and who were quite new, they were beaming. They were beaming having their parents on the mat with them, that they were sharing this thing that they didn't really have much of a choice in what they were doing. The parents were sharing the workload. They were showing the kids that they were prepared to do it too. And it was really, really obvious in the expressions on the kids' faces that they loved it. So I don't know how often I'm going to do it. Will I increase the frequency of them, because I love seeing the togetherness. I love seeing that the kids realize that the parents do difficult things too, and they don't just expect the kids to do difficult things while the parents just sit there on their phone. It was really, really important, and I could tell that it made a massive difference in the kids' perception of the parents, perception of what it was that they were doing jiu-jitsu. And as most of us know, especially the coaches, like, jiu-jitsu brings people together, which is awesome. You know, if there was like a boxing class or something and the parents were having to box their kids, then, you know, it might have been a bit of fun, but ultimately it's not bringing the intimacy in the same way as grappling does. Also, all the physical contact, the closeness and intimacy of that, like, you know, like, that breeds and fosters bonds as well. And yeah, it was really powerful, and I was really quite taken aback by it, especially with a couple of the kids that I saw, you know, who were really struggling. Like, one of them's getting bullied at school quite badly, and sometimes he struggles to encourage himself or to find the courage to get on the mat. Once he's on the mat, he has a great time. It's quite a strange situation. He absolutely loves doing jiu-jitsu, but there's something about walking through the door and getting on the mat that he struggles with a little bit. But last night, with his mum joining in and her saying, "Hey, I'm going to do it with you," and watching them train together and share that experience. And there's often multiple kids from a family on the mat with the parents and stuff like that, and it was just magical to see. It was really amazing, and it's one of the reasons why I love training kids and families. You know, you guys know that I had a pretty shitty family growing up, and there was not much togetherness at all. And so seeing that and fostering that, especially in an area like this where divorce rates are so high, where income is pretty low, where violence and domestic violence and stuff like that is very high, then seeing that bringing together and bond creating was like really powerful. And being able to sit back and just watch the whole thing take place and see the looks on the kids' faces and see how the parents just really enjoyed it. And that was a little workout for the parents too, and so now they've got a greater appreciation of like how hard it is for the kids, because like sometimes there's parents on the sideline, you know, not for long because I tell them off, but they'll be like, just get on top, and they don't realize like how hard it is for that little kid that's underneath that other kid to try and get back on top. And so getting the parents experiencing some of that discomfort, doing sit-ups and doing some of the drills and running around the room and stuff like that, you know, like, some of them got puffed even just working out with the kids. So like, it was really awesome to see. And I can't wait for the next one. I'll ask the parents how frequently they want to do it, because it's probably going to encourage more parents to do jiu-jitsu too, which is awesome for the club. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about today while I was on my run, listening to Robert Drysdale's other book, Open and Closed Guard. So I'm running around the forest listening to that today. Anyway, get out amongst it, enjoy nature as I do, get in the gym, train safely, stretch, look after your core, eat well. I'll see you on the mat.